WSYX News, the team to watch.
The country caught in the throes of another blistering heat wave. Records broken all throughout the Midwest today. Good evening, everyone. I'm Michelle Galian.
And I'm Jim Finnerty. That's not the worst of it. Larry says it is heading our way. We're looking for 100s again tomorrow and Wednesday. Add to that suffocating humidity, and the misery index just soars.
Now, the experts warn us to watch out for heat stress. If you don't keep cool, you can lose sleep, lose your appetite, you drink more, and you can get depressed, and your blood pressure goes up, too. It's serious stuff, and Larry is out in the midst of it right now to give us the latest. Larry, how hot is it out there?
Temperatures around Columbus now, Michelle, are about 80 to 85 degrees, give or take a few blocks in the city. The problem so much has been we talk about heat stress and the effect on people, and that's true, of course. You'll hear warnings and advisories next 3 days. I do want to point out something about your driving habits, too, in the roadway. What people don't realize, at night, in a very humid type of pattern, you'll have dew forming right on the highway here. This will cause your car to hydroplane or fishtail when you try and speed up too much and go right through the slick over the asphalt. Another problem that can occur here is simply the fact that when you have a very hot day, the asphalt may buckle. Quills of oil will form along the roadway. This, too, can cause your brakes to lock up if you go in a sudden stop like so. So my advice to you, Jim and Michelle, is simply the fact that we're going to have a lot of heat coming up. Stay indoors if you're sensitive to this thing, because temperatures between 95 and 100 will be standard the next 3 days with extremely high humidity. Humidity out here is around 70%.
Wow. Sticky out there and dangerous as well, unless you take some added precautions. You've got more later in the show as well.
We'll have exactly all that details about the heat wave coming in.
Okay, thanks a lot, Larry. Well, our recent rain has made things seem a lot more humid. It's also raised some questions about whether Ohio farmers will qualify for federal drought aid. Agriculture Secretary Richard Ling told reporters in Columbus today that crop losses here are some of the worst he's ever seen. But recent rains are saving some crops, and now agriculture experts say it may just be enough, 35% of their yield, to keep them from qualifying for federal aid. That may change with a new bill that's now before Congress. Senator Howard Metzenbaum toured the VA outpatient facility near the OSU campus today, saying he wants more federal funds so the clinic can handle patients faster and better. Metzenbaum was accompanied by VA Chief Thomas Turnage, who says our Columbus outpatient clinic is now handling 3 times the patients it was designed for. Some seeking treatment must wait up to 2 hours to see a doctor just because of the paperwork.
Police tonight say no luck on new leads on that terrible accident on 315 on Friday. An Upper Arlington woman and her 2 children were killed in that fiery crash. Police reportedly found the driver of a Toyota, a third car involved in that accident, made an appointment to talk to her, but she did not show up. Lyman Nelson and 3 passengers showed some quick thinking this afternoon when they smelled smoke inside his converted bus and motorhome here. They jumped out just in time to see it burst into flames before their very eyes. Nelson says they lost a lot in the fire: passports, a mobile phone, even the shirt off his back, about $22,000 worth in all, but they got away with their lives, and that's what counts.
Pretty scary stuff. No one was luckily injured in that accident, but Columbus police say unless we slow down, we can expect a lot more injury crashes now. Well, the average highway speed in our town, listen to this, has dropped from 69 to 64 miles an hour in the past 9 months. And where are the speeders the worst? I-70, without a doubt, say freeway patrol officers, followed by Route 315, then I-270, and then I-71. That's surprising if you've ever seen them race along that stretch. And despite the fact that almost 14,000 speeding tickets have been written already in 1988, Greg Robinson says tonight it would be more without speed traps of a sort for the officers.
This woman's clocked at 72 miles per hour on I-70. This truck, 69 along 315. The interstates rank 1 and 2 when it comes to speeding trouble spots, but officers say when it comes to enforcement, 315 may be the worst.
For the volume of traffic, I think this, along with a lot of other places, there is a lot of intentional speeding, yes.
The biggest problem, well, unlike I-70, where there are several median areas from which the police can patrol, 315 has concrete walls virtually from one end to the other. And officers say the way it rides apparently has some thinking it's a raceway.
It's a newer highway, so it's a lot smoother than 70 in a lot of places. Plus you have straighter stretches, I think, on 315.
That makes distance between entrance and exit ramps another key factor. For example, while I-71 also has concrete rails, you can rarely go more than a mile without someone getting on or off, which results in slower traffic. That's rarely the case on I-70 or 315, and the numbers tend to bear that out. Speeding tickets are already up 60% over last year.
Now, Michelle, the police are trying to do something at this point to even correct that problem. Basically, it's called selective enforcement. What they do is pool their resources in the different trouble spots. For example, here on I-70, they'll use 2 or more cars, one to spot the speeders, the other to try to catch up and catch it. Over on 315, where again you have just that narrow median, that doesn't work as well. So what they're doing is using the helicopter as a spotter there. So as you can see, the police are trying new and different ways to catch up with the speeders.
Makes a lot of sense. Thanks very much, Greg.
You're welcome.
Well, speeding or not, there are some places which are simply more dangerous than others to drive in. We did a little checking with the city traffic engineers today, and they told us the 4 most dangerous intersections in town, number 1, top of the list, 11th and Indianola. Now, that is followed by Cleveland and 161. That always seems to make the list. 3rd, Morse Road and Northtown, Walford. And last, Central and Sullivan on the west side. Again, that is all from the city traffic engineer's office.
I've been through a couple of those a lot, and they really are bad intersections. A very dangerous situation tonight in a New York prison just south of Albany. 32 inmates today seized 5 guards and took them hostage after complaints of harassment by the officers. Now, at this hour, 1 guard has been taken to the hospital. There are reports of other injuries. The inmates have used homemade knives to take over a portion of the compound and seize the guards. State troopers are standing by to rush the prison if need be. You know, a lightning-fast assault is one of the tactics used by Columbus SWAT officers in fighting crime. Last night, we showed you a SWAT team exercise for bank workers. Now, in that story, we told you that Bank One was the most robbed bank in Franklin County. It isn't. The SWAT team was only using the Bank One branch for their training exercise. We wanted to let you know about that.
Well, a Milford, Ohio woman wanted TV evangelist Oral Roberts to know just one little thing, like she's suing him to the tune of $11 million. Ruth Creech says she went to Roberts City of Faith Hospital in Tulsa for a hiatal hernia. Not only did they fail to make it better, they actually made it worse. The bottom line, Creech says, Roberts is simply misrepresenting his powers to cure the sick. Well, is it a miracle or is it malarkey? Whatever it is, it sure is bringing them into the St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Church in Lorain. Church officials say a little boy bought the icon at a church camp in Pennsylvania, and it's been crying ever since. And they say it's not the only one. There are supposed to be 19 others laminated just like this one and crying the same kind of tears. The bishop says he's going to go over there and take a look.
Interesting story. They pop up from time to time.
Never know what you're going to see.
You never know, and you never know if you're a believer or not what could happen. Lots more news ahead in Family Matters. We're going to take a look at a new process that can restore your kids' broken teeth.
And take a look at this, if you would. A stuntman in a wheelchair pushes himself off the Brooklyn Bridge. We'll tell you why.
And the 3H's are back. Hazy, hot, and humid.
I'll come from behind her for the Reds tonight, and Bernie Kosar has a new target.
A pier collapse injures hundreds.
A handicapped stuntman goes over the Brooklyn Bridge.
And columnist Carl Rowan pleads not guilty. But first, around the world tonight, a huge explosion ripped through a British Army barracks in London today, killing 1 soldier and injuring 9. That explosion was so big it shook people awake from their beds more than a mile away. The Irish Republican Army is claiming responsibility.
32 people were killed, hundreds injured when a giant pier collapsed in Malaysia yesterday. Most had jammed the dock to catch a ferry to a neighboring island for a big festival.
Syndicated columnist Carl Rowan appeared in court today, pleading innocent to charges of possessing an unregistered handgun. Now, Rowan is on trial for allegedly shooting one of several young trespassers who were swimming in his pool. Rowan says he is being made a scapegoat.
This man made a spectacle of himself in New York the other day, dangling in his wheelchair from the Brooklyn Bridge. He calls himself Mega Man, says he's a former stuntman, is paralyzed now, and just wanted to prove that handicapped people can do anything they want to.
And let's go to Detroit for a moment, where Detroiters will vote tomorrow on a bill that would allow gambling, casino gambling like this in their city. A city-appointed commission encouraged Detroit to set up 12 casinos to provide needed jobs and revenue. Both Toledo and Lorain County are looking at possible casinos right here in Ohio.
Voters go to the polls in Westerville tomorrow to go thumbs up or down on that new school levy. It's a campaign that's been marred by vandalism, as we reported to you last week, but today the police told us things had really quieted down. Backers are quietly passing out literature and pamphlets. Backers claim if the levy doesn't pass, new schools won't open and extracurricular activities will be cut.
If you're a parent, there's no need to tell you that school-age youngsters are the ones most likely to have cavities. But damage to teeth doesn't come only from too many sweets and not enough brushing. Tonight, Health Watch reporter Pamela Kister outlines some other problems and some solutions.
With fluoride, toothbrushes, and dental floss, our kids are a lot more likely to keep their natural teeth for a lifetime. With all this hard work, decay is pretty much a thing of the past, but there are other things that threaten the little smiles. You see, it's the timing in this that's the real problem. Adult teeth develop about the same time that youngsters are discovering the joys of climbing the monkey bars, skateboarding, playing baseball, and all-around roughhousing. When Angela was 9, she had a run-in with a baseball, and because of it, the root on her one front tooth never fully developed.
So it should have gone from here to here. It didn't. It basically went from here to here.
Okay, so never formed this part right here?
It never formed that part.
A couple of years ago, she might have lost the tooth, but endodontists like Dr. Myers over at the OSU Dental Clinic now do what they call apexification. It's a technique that stimulates the root to start growing again. This white powder called calcium hydroxide is put in the tooth, allowing the bone to grow over the underdeveloped root, seal it off, and then about 6 months later, a root canal is done. Dr. Myers says it's a simple, painless procedure, and the whole thing with follow-ups and everything takes only about a year. Children's teeth most times don't give you any warning signs when they're hurt, so the very best advice is to watch the development closely. And if there's any kind of an accident where there's been a blow to the mouth, get them to the dentist for an x-ray. Now, of course, kids will be kids, but doctors say this is a sure way to protect their smile. Pamela Kister, Channel 6 News.
Interesting. Well, here's something else you got to watch out for: how much salt your kids are eating. A new study says they're eating way too much, and you may not even know it. After all, it's found in places you might not even think of: cheese, instant hot cereals, mustard and ketchup, canned soups. The problem is, eat too much now, and it could lead them to high blood pressure later on. Just something else to keep your eye on.
It goes your entire diet.
My entire diet.
Your entire
What we said earlier.
Out the window.
All this heat and humidity can really set you on edge, let alone a diet like that.
Let alone that. Larry says it is just beginning. He'll have the forecast for you when we come back.
Why don't you let Buckeye Nissan put you behind the wheel of a brand new or used car? Because, Vern, at Buckeye Nissan, the customer is always number one. Well, there's your problem right there, Vern. See that little wire right there next to that catastrophic converter? Looks like it's got a little board in it. You ought to trade this whole heap in at Buckeye Nissan, Vern. Know what I mean? Oh.
Thank me later.
If the truth be known, we said tonight, if it's going to be this bad, Larry, who reports it, is going to be out in it.
I'm out in it, that's true. We're down in German Village tonight, Jim, and we're doing a little survey here about heat and humidity and things you might want to know about heat and humidity for the nighttime hours. It's kind of hot out there today, wasn't it? Temperatures way up around the state. Our high temperature here, that climbed up to 91 degrees. Our low this morning at 67, the normal high and low, 84 and 63, no rainfall. Currently, still 81 degrees. Relative humidity high at 67%. Our barometer holding steady at 30.10, and we now have no wind to report. Statewide temperatures rather warm, 85 degrees now at Toledo. Compare that with the upper 70s in northeast Ohio. Meantime, Kevin Landis has 83 down by New Lexington. The fair to partly cloudy trend is going to continue here. We have to tell you, though, this nice, perfect view we have of the city in this live shot tonight is not going to continue itself because we have stagnant high pressure, and that means you'll have haze building up. So pretty soon, that skyline will be blurred by lots of haze building up in the sky, a few clouds perhaps. Overall, just a very hot and sticky pattern. We'll go down to a satellite photograph. You'll see a front up toward north and west. Now, normally we'd be thinking that front moves southeastward, give us a cooling trend. 64 degrees International Falls, right? Well, not quite. Hotter down by Chicago is coming our way. It's 93 degrees at this hour in Chicago, Illinois, represented by fair sky and very high humidity. Humidities to our south and west now around 75 to 80%. They'll hit 100% later tonight. The frontal boundary going nowhere for tomorrow. The forecast pattern shows that storm just about where it is now. The front staying up there will remain with high pressure. We may, in some instances, we get a shower or thunder shower in the afternoon or evening, but it really won't be anything to report. Temperatures of the situation, though, will be staggering. Look at the wide breadth of 90s and 100s you'll find across the eastern, central, and southern United States, all the way back out to California and Arizona. Simply put, It's a hot pattern because we have a wind flow off the Gulf of Mexico. That's going to bring increased humidity. So as you drive around tonight, be on the lookout for possible fog and haze that may build up in area valleys and by the rivers, too. Check our forecast out then for tonight. Fair and very humid, essentially. Low temperature about 72 degrees. For tomorrow, we'll have some sunshine to start your day. Temperatures undergoing a rapid warm-up, almost 90 degrees by noontime. Then in the afternoon, 95 degrees is a conservative figure. We'll have very high humidity, too. Very uncomfortable day. For tomorrow night, it should be fair to partly cloudy, very sultry. Again, that chance for a shower or thunder shower. Wouldn't think so. Temperatures middle 70s. Our forecast for Wednesday, though, is incredible. 99, perhaps 100 degrees. We'll have high humidity, not much chance for rain. The extended forecast, we won't get that cold front through here till about Friday, maybe Friday night. That's our big thunder shower day, after which the weekend may be cooler and drier. So Jim and Michelle, the view from German Village tonight is a pretty nice view, a pretty mild view, but watch out for that humidity. The dew building on the road tonight may cause some problems for your driving.
Coming up on midnight, Larry, 81 degrees still outside.
That is something, I'll tell you.
That's hot. Yeah.
Unbelievable. And it's only going to get 9 degrees cooler, you say, during the night. Whoa.
I think about 9 degrees cooler tonight. Tomorrow night, it may stay up around 80 degrees downtown.
The weekend can't come fast enough.
Really? Sunday sounds great.
Thanks a lot,
Sure, on that cool air, right.
Well, the cash register, speaking of the weekend, is still ringing from the Rib Fest over this past weekend.
You won't believe this. They actually doubled their sales this year over last. All in all, ribbers down 23,500 pounds of ribs. We are talking almost 12 tons of meat. Dr. Krause there doing his share. That's got to be at least 74 million calories, so start jogging now.
And complimenting all those ribs, the laser light show. And if you've been trying to catch a shot of it on film, you're in luck. Now listen to this. They're going to put up a static shot of the laser light show on Wednesday at 10:30 for all you photo buffs, because taking a picture is just too tough with all that movement going on.
Have you been down there to see that?
It's real pretty, isn't it?
I have not seen it yet. I'm going to now after I saw that.
It's really nice indeed. Well, coming up next, Steve Minnick brings us highlights from the Reds-Dodgers game.
And the Browns make a trade. Sports Express is next. Watching Channel 6 tonight, you thought baseball, and more baseball, but there is football tonight. You can tell us about that.
A little bit of football. The Browns made a little deal today to give Bernie Kosar a new target to toss to in a trade with Seattle today. The Browns gave up a future undisclosed draft pick for wide receiver Darrell Turner. Not a bad deal. Turner definitely what you'd call a big play man. Last year, although he had just 14 total receptions, 6 of them went for touchdowns. On the diamond tonight, the Reds taking on first place Los Angeles. Now the Dodgers jumped all over the Reds early. Tracy Woodson's homer helped give them a 3-0 lead. But then the Dodgers get sloppy. Look at this. Barry Larkin gets a free trip to second, and the Reds get a free run to make it 3-2. Later, Chris Sabo singles up the middle. This turns out to be the winner. Cal Daniels scores to tie it up. Larkin follows to make it 4-3, and that's the final. Reds over L.A. 4-3. And as you just saw here on Channel 6, the Pirates rock Dwight Gooden in the Mets. Bang, Mike LaVallia had the big blast for Pittsburgh. This 2-run shot in the 6th snapped a scoreless tie. 7-2, the final. Pirates salvaged Game 4 of the series and pulled back to within 4 games of first. Light night on the majors as we check the scoreboard. Giants won their 6th straight. Braves lead San Diego in the 6th. American League, KC over the Tigers. Toronto beat the Twins. Oakland wallops the White Sox. And California leads in the 6th. Head out to Cooper Stadium now, where Clipper fans had good reason to ring their bells. First inning against Maine, Turner Ward drills a line shot. The center fielder dives, but misses. And folks, what we've got here is an in-the-park home run. Bob Guerin scores, Bob Green scores, and right behind them comes Ward. Clippers score 5 times in the first en route to a 9-3 win over the Maine Phillies. Rochester also lost tonight, so the Clips now trail by just 2 games. A couple of NBA notes. The Chicago Bulls have re-signed former Michigan State star Sam Vincent to a new contract. And the Milwaukee Bucks have signed rookie Tito Horford to a multi-million-dollar deal. Horford left the University of Miami last year as just a sophomore. And finally, a new name to add to the Guinness Book of World Records. Actually, it's the same name, but a new record. Ashrita Foreman broke his own Guinness mark for hopping up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down on a pogo stick. Foreman's new record, 1 hour, 13 seconds, smashing his former mark of 28 minutes, 41 seconds. That doesn't sound all that impressive to me.
Well, and juggling too. Yeah, I think that's
juggling
impressive.
too on a pogo stick. We'll see how impressive it is if you do it, Steve.
I'll
try it.
All righty.
If I could jump 1 minute and 13 seconds on a pogo stick, I'd be happy. Thanks a lot. Just ahead, you say you bought that stuffed Garfield doll to stick on the window of your car?
And now someone's broken in to steal it. When we come back, we have help. You can get a brand new one free.
I'm Ernest Williger. My company makes Stearns & Foster mattresses. They're firm, comfortable, and give us grown-ups a great night's sleep. So if you want to sleep like a baby, get the mattress made for grown-ups. Stearns & Foster. You can't get a better mattress or a better night's sleep.
Take an extra 10% off Lazarus sale prices on our entire stock of bedding, including Stearns & Foster Correct Comfort Premium Styles, July 31st through August 6th only.
Golden Bear in-store warehouse sale. Thousands of incredible buys have been shipped from our giant warehouse to each store for immediate clearance. Save on floor samples, closeout, prior year models, brand new in-carton specials. See a giant selection of sale-priced appliances, TVs, audio, VCRs, microwave ovens, and electronics from the world's leading manufacturers. All at lowest prices, guaranteed. It's happening now in all stores. Golden Bear warehouse sale.
You'll have fun when you buy a Riker Teaver today. At $199 a month, this turbo's really an ace now. It's really an ace. Makes the Columbus 500 look like a Roman chariot race now. Riker's the place. As the largest Ford dealer in the world, Riker's really the place now. It's really the place. And you'll have fun when you buy a Riker Teaver today. Fun when you buy a Riker Teaver.
We're sealing.
People who really love good food, for people you really love. Give them something really good from Big Bear, and give them a Big Bear hug.
Now at Big Bear, save on Viva Jumbo Roll Paper Towels. Buy one, get one free. Calcan dog food, 39 cents. And Mealtime Small Bites dry dog food, $2.49. Give them something really good and...
You give them a Big Bear hug.
Last week we showed you the latest in stuffed animals for your car window.
The most popular, of course, being those Garfield dolls, which have loony looks and can be attached anywhere by suction cups.
But what if your Garfield has been catnapped? Someone's broken in and taken your favorite feline?
Well, the Dakin Company, which makes them, says if you send along a copy of the police report to them, they will send you a brand new Garfield free.
Now, here's the address on your screen. Dakin Company, of course, 7000 Marina Boulevard, Brisbane, California, 94005. Dakin says, remember, they'll pay for the doll, not the window.
Nationwide, what? 250 stolen since February.
250 since February. That's our time for now. Cheers is next here on Channel 6. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.